Good morning or good evening for the peeps that are in the US. Thank you so much to you guys for being here this morning. I put this together quite quickly. I was going to host it at my house in Perth. And then I decided I had a lot of people from the UK reach out to me and also from the US and also from over East. So I realized that you couldn't all come to my house. So it would be a great idea for me to do it online on this webinar. I know some people have messaged me last night and this morning saying that they can't make it, but what will happen is when the webinar is finished, it will be emailed to you with some links and then you can watch it back, which is awesome. And share it with your peeps as well if you wanted to, because I know there's a couple of ladies in my tribe in here and you can share this with your peeps as well. Okay, right, I'm just going to share my slides with you. Yes. I had some little technical issues last night, so it's good to know that it's working. So welcome to the webinar all about the doTERRA business opportunity. So exciting to be here this morning. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, my name is Susie Parker. I'm an author. I've written a book called Saving Sarah, Learning to Live, Love and Laugh with ADHD. And this was my sort of personal memoir into raising a child with ADHD, firstly being diagnosed, and then how we managed that. And I shared in my book, it was published January last year, and I shared in there our journey into natural solutions as well and how we manage it naturally. I'm a speaker, so I talk at workshops and events here in Perth. I also do lots of stuff online. I have a private membership, and I do regular weekly live workshops in there. I'm a podcaster. I have a podcast called The ADHD Mama, which is on iTunes or Podomatic if you haven't got an iPhone. And I have interviews that go out every other week. So there's so much stuff on there, talking to doctors, health coaches, psychotherapists, mums, sleep trainers, you name it. I am interviewing so many incredible people on there at the moment, so many more amazing interviews to come. And I'm an essential oils mentor. So what that means is I use the essential oils myself. I have done for 3.5 years, but I also teach other women how to use the essential oils for their family and their friends. And then I also teach them how to build a doTERRA business, which is really exciting, which is what this is about today. So here's some of my team. These are my 3 ladies from Ohio. I met them online through my book, and they started using the essential oils at the beginning of this year. And about 2 months ago, they said yes to the business and they've joined me, along with a beautiful lady, Lucy, here in Perth, and a lady that she's just introduced to the oils. And I've got 3 people who are looking to start a business that have connected with me this week. So our business tribe is growing and it's so incredibly exciting. So a little bit about the plan for today. So first of all, I'm going to keep it to around 30 minutes. I know it's Sunday morning or Saturday night or wherever you're watching this later on. I don't want it to be too long. I just want it to be an overview to give you the understanding of it. So it's going to be about 30 minutes. But we're going to be talking about who doTERRA is and what sets them apart. We're going to be looking at the aromatherapy industry, doTERRA's growth and recognition, how to earn in doTERRA. We're going to look at average timelines and also what does a doTERRA business look like? What do you need to do in order to grow a business? So I wanted to share this with you because it's really important where I was before doTERRA. In my heart, I was feeling that I wanted more connection and community with women. So I'd been blogging and writing for 2 years. I was blogging on some of the biggest health blogs in the world, one called Healthline. I was writing for, they're called Attitude Magazine, which is the #1 online magazine for people with ADHD or ADD. I was writing for them. I was doing all the blogging. I was doing all the writing. I was doing all of that. I obviously had my book and my social media presence, but I wasn't getting that community and that village and that connection that I wanted to have with women. And I didn't know how to do it either. I was also holding back in empowering and educating other women. So I would share the oils. I would talk about them in my book. I would talk about them in my blog. I would tell people the oils that I was using and how I was using them. But that's as far as it would go. And I would never then share with them how they could start to use the oils and how they could empower their own lives. And I would get so many people reach out to me and ask me, you know, they would say, what about these oils and where can I get them from? And I would just send them the doTERRA website. When I look back now, I think how ridiculous that is. But the thing is, I was kind of going through a stage in myself where I didn't believe in myself. I had a bit of anxiety going on. I had some major hormonal issues going on. And I was living through a lens of fear at the time. So I didn't believe that I was the person that could educate, empower, and share the oils with other women. It was a story that I was telling myself. I believed that there was other people out there that could do it better. And it was this same story that I kept repeating all the time to myself. And in doing that, I wasn't really helping other women. I was to a certain point, but not really. I also had a negative story around money. So for me, I'd been a stay-at-home mum for 10 years. I'd always done things on the side. I'd been a hypnobirthing practitioner. I'd worked in media, but my main thing was a mama. And I told myself again, this story that my husband had we had a successful business. He was very busy with that. And I always felt that I would do little bits of stuff, but I would never really be this, you know, this main earner in the family. Again, it was this story that I was telling myself. And I wasn't living my true life's purpose. I knew that there was more for me. It sounds really out there, doesn't it? I wasn't living my true life's purpose, but it's true. I was only living half of what I knew I could achieve. So I find myself one day going to a women's conference called Yes You Can Women's Conference. It was at a church. I wasn't particularly religious. I hadn't been to church for like ever. And it was at this church, and the whole thing was about, yes, it was about God. It was about all of that because it was at church. But the whole thing was about she believed she could, so she did. I remember having this distinct feeling that day that I needed to go out and I needed to really help women and children. It was very deep. I was crying. It was very emotional. But I knew that there was something else that I needed to do, that there was another calling for me. Shortly after that, my friend who'd introduced me to the oils 3.5 years ago reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do the business with her. She'd been asking me that every few months for the last 2 years. But having that moment in church and knowing that I could, you know, she believed she could, so she did, finally said yes to the business. So where am I now? I'm feeling empowered. Hell yeah. I'm feeling confident in myself and my path. I'm building my financial freedom. I've got rid of those stories that I was holding on to for so long. One of the main things for me is I'm part of a beautiful community across the globe. I've connected with women. I had no idea I was going to connect with 3 beautiful women in Ohio and meet them. I met them 2 months ago going to the doTERRA convention in Utah, that I would meet this beautiful lady, Lucy, and that we would start to create in Perth, and we would start to co-create a business together, that I would meet women that I'm chatting to in the UK, in the US. And this is what network marketing is about. It's about building this network, either in your community or far afield, but building that community across the globe. I had a massive mindset shift, and we're going to talk a little bit about that more as I go through the presentation. And for me personally, I feel like I'm co-creating with a power far greater than us. Going to the convention, hearing the stories from the founders, from people whose lives have been changed, from some of the poorest countries in the world, and I'll get to that in a minute, but hearing their stories, knowing that this work is of the highest good, and it's incredible to be a part of it. So let's talk about doTERRA. So they were founded in 2008. We just had our 10-year dream convention by 6 guys and 1 amazing lady called Emily Wright. Every time Emily Wright talks on stage, she is so full of heart and passion that she gets quite emotional, and there's not literally a dry eye in the whole arena. She's incredible. And they believe deeply in offering the best quality essential oils from around the globe. They wanted to partner with local farmers and their communities and eliminated middlemen distributors. So 60% of where doTERRA get their oils from are in some of the most poorest countries on the planet. And what we mean by this is that when we talk about the middleman, is a lot of these farmers who were women would go out and would collect, you know, the plants and the flowers all day. Then they would go to get paid, and the middleman would say, oh, well, when we go and get paid, we'll pay you. And obviously that never happened. So with doTERRA, they go into these communities, and as soon as the ladies and the men will hand over their crops, they're paid immediately, which means they can put their children through school, they can pay their medical bills, and they can have the life that they should be having. They're deeply committed to sustainable farming practices, which I'm talking about now, which is about education. They go into some of the poorest places and they put in schools and medical centers and provide jobs and loans and homes. They're just amazing. And also, so doTERRA is a debt-free company, and their mission, I'm just trying to see my words here because my face is in the way, is a company to bring the largest number of people out of debt, and that's on their heart as well. Again, that would take a whole nother presentation to talk about that, but the work that they're doing and the lives that they're changing is amazing. So why doTERRA? Well, quality matters. So in my bottle of vetiver here, you have got 100% of pure oil, 100%, okay? With a lot of essential oil companies, what they will have is the top part, which will be the pure essential oil, but the rest of it will just be mimicking it. So it will be your fillers, your fragrances, your, your synthetics, which makes it feel and smell and look like an essential oil, but it's not actually. And do we want to be putting that on our body? No way. So this is why they're what we call a certified pure therapeutic grade. They don't have any fillers or pesticides or foreign, anything like that. They are just 100% pure. So with that being said, doTERRA is one of the only essential oil companies where you can actually ingest them and take them internally. The plants are grown and harvested in their natural habitat. So doTERRA are from Utah. I just flew over Utah 2 months ago. I can tell you that place is ginormous. They could literally have every single crop going and be, growing that there. But they know that those plants aren't indigenous to Utah. So what they want to do is they want to go to the place. So they go to Borneo for wild orange, They'll come to Australia for their tea tree and the eucalyptus because they know that it's grown in the right soil, with the right sunshine, with the right wind, with the right rain. So you're going to get the best plant, which is amazing. The potency, as well, as I was saying, where the essential oil actually comes from the flowers, from the leaves, from the wood, from the bark, from all of those different areas of the plant. It's also 100% natural, and they work with our bodies to manage our health without side effects. It's important that there aren't any side effects to these beautiful oils. They're so much more powerful than herbs, and they're safe, they're affordable, and they are effective. They work, and they've been used throughout history. Hello, Cleopatra. She was all using the essential oils. So it's about tapping into Mother Earth and what she has in abundance for us, what she can do to help us to heal ourselves and our family. I wanted to tell you just quickly about Healing Hands and co-impact sourcing. So co-impact sourcing is where, as saying before, doTERRA will go into those places, into those countries, provide jobs and education and support and loans and help people to get out of poverty. They also have what we call the Healing Hands Foundation, or the charity, and they have support some of the most amazing charities around the world. One of them, which is about child trafficking, where they're trying to eradicate it, but also to go in and support these children when they've been saved from child trafficking, to then support them with the rest of their lives. There's another charity called Days for Girls, where it's going into places like India and teaching girls about their menstruation cycles and how that works, and to be able to still go to school and not have to miss that school, a week off school. So they do all this incredible work. 3.5 million they have put into the Healing Hands Foundation, and they've created nearly 19,000 jobs with their co-impact sourcing. One of the main things as well is it's product focused. So 85% of people that use doTERRA are customers. Beautiful customers who are using the essential oils day in, day out. It's like literally you use them for everything. Like you start to brush your teeth, have a glass of water, you use your oils like that. They become part of you. And for that reason, because they work, and they work so well on so many different levels, whether it's to do with, physical health, mental health, spiritual health, these oils work. And that's why people will order each and every month. 85% are customers. And 15% of people are people like myself who want to then go out and teach other people how to use the essential oils and to create a business. Retention matters. I just wanted to share this slide with you because this is so important. So many companies out there doing so many different things. So many companies out there now that have started to provide essential oils. But the retention of their customers is very, very low. It's 15%, whereas doTERRA is 74%, which is amazing. And the reason for that is, number one, the products work, which is amazing. They work. As I said before, they're safe, they're affordable, they're effective, but also you are tapped into a beautiful community. If you go and purchase an essential oil or a product from the shop, you don't get tapped into a community where you have all this support and connection. You just buy a product, right? Whereas with doTERRA, you get that community, you get that ongoing support, that love, that education about the oils. It's not just purchasing one oil. And that's why they have such an incredible retention rate. So how can you turn your passion for natural health, which is why you're here, your passion for natural health, that's why we're here, right? We understand that something isn't going on. Something wrong is going on in the world. We can see people getting sicker. We can see people's mental health. You know, I did an essential oils class last week for 12 women. Every single one of those women, the first thing that they said they needed support with was stress, anxiety, and sleep. So, and this is not only in ourselves as women, as men, it's in our children. And we know that something isn't right, which is why people are turning to natural health so much. So the first thing you do is you use your essential oils. It's the first thing that you need to do is to use your essential oils, use them every day, work out the 3 things that you need support with in your life. Because I always say, if you can work out what you need, and we know what we need, we know that we need support with our stress, with our sleep, with our anxiety, with our emotions, with our hormones, whatever it might be for you, might be for your partner, for your kids, for your dog. You work out what you need. We match that with the essential oils, and then you'll get your magic moment of, oh my goodness. And so many people are different. It could be to do with headaches or whatever, but you put that essential oil in, and then you're going to get the magic of, oh my goodness, this works and this is amazing. So use your essential oils. It's the first thing. Love them, use them, get to know them. Learn about the essential oils. I'm going to share at the end of the presentation what I can provide for you in my team to help you to learn all about the essential oils. And then you share what you love. You start to love them yourself. You start to see the incredible changes in yourself. We started using the essential oils 3.5 years ago for my daughter to support her naturally with her ADHD, with her focus and concentration and sleep and her anxiety. And they worked so well that I started using them on myself and on the rest of the family. I started teaching and educating other women across the globe to do it. And here I am 12 months later, co-creating with some amazing women, making differences. It's sharing what I love. It's sharing and teaching about the oils. And we have a proven system. So everything you need is here. We have the Live Guide, which teaches you how to use the oils every day. We have the Build Guide, which teaches you how to build your doTERRA business. And we have the Share Guide, which teaches you how to go out to your community or how to go out online and teach others about the essential oils. 5 ways to earn. So important slide, but this might not make too much sense at the beginning part, but I just wanted to share this with you. So you could be a vet, you could be a naturopath, you could have there's a shop here in Perth, which is like a natural health shop. You could have one of them. And you might want a retail stand, which is where you'd have all of the oils. Your customers will come in, they might have a treatment with you. You could be a massage therapist, they might have a treatment with you, and then they want to take one of these incredible oils home. And that's where they can purchase them at retail, and you will get paid for that. Also, what you do is, one of the things that we do is we go out into the community and we teach classes, or you teach one-to-ones, you know, with a couple of friends, or you might do something online. And that's when we call it an enrollment, when you share the oils with people. Whenever you enroll people, you're paid the week after, which is great. We have what we call uni level. And again, we'll go into more on this in detail when you start to know that this is for you and you want to start building your business. We go into more of this in detail. But you have people underneath you. You have like what we call a little tree of people, of your beautiful community, of your customers, of your sharers, of your builders. And when people are purchasing oils and ordering their oils, you actually get a percentage of that as well. Plus, when what we call the power of three, that's when you have, again, people in your business that are in your community that are ordering oils. Again, you get a bonus there called the power of three. And the leadership pool, so when you get to a certain rank, and I'll explain what that means in a minute, of Premier, you then start to get a percentage of the pool. So the overall profit of doTERRA. So there's actually 5 ways to earn, which is amazing. And I want to talk to you a little bit more about the earnings. So we have what we call ranks. This is different levels that you get to in the business. I'm a silver leader, so that's the average annual earnings. These are based on US dollars, by the way, peeps. So I know we're going to have some people in here from the UK and also Australia. So this is in US dollars. There's gold. I'm going to be gold by the end of the year. Then you can see there platinum, diamond, blue diamond. The person that enrolled me, my beautiful friend that introduced me to the oils 3.5 years ago, is currently blue diamond, and she's going to be presidential diamond by the end of the year. So she would have been doing this business for less than 4 years. So take a minute to really look at those annual earnings, because they are incredible and achievable. If you put the work in and the effort, and you have a passion for creating financial abundance for yourself, and just really teaching people about the oils. The one main thing is just getting oils in people's hands. You know, I saw the other day there was a football match here in Perth where there was 60,000 people there. Of the 60,000 people, there would only have been 500 people that are using doTERRA. It's less than 2% of people that use doTERRA in Australia, the same or very similar in the US, and even less in the UK. We are only just starting. We're only just starting. And the amount of people that are starting now to reach out to me and ask me about the essential oils, because what's happening now is they're backed by science. Just going to the convention in doTERRA 2 months ago, listening to scientists, external scientists who came in that were doing the reports on the testing, and listening to doctors and neurologists and surgeons, you know, and vets talking about how they use these essential oils in their practices, you know, with patients and in their surgeries, and how they work and how amazing they are. This goes beyond hippie woo-woo. These oils are making an incredible impact in the world. And just very quickly as well, doTERRA are starting now, they're starting to have their own medical centers. They were going to start with one in Utah, and they're going to put them across America. And then after that, they're going to be across the world, coming into Australia and Europe and the UK and further afield. How amazing is that? Doctors, instead of just prescribing Western medicine, being able to share essential oils with people. This stuff warms my heart. You know, as a mental health advocate, this is amazing. And this slide's super important as well, guys, because it talks about here, according to the census, the average annual salary is $52,000. And the average salary increase is 3% a year. Okay, so we're going to start here at year 1. If you've got an annual income of around, which is the average, 52,000, and your salary increases 3% over 10 years, you'd be looking at around $68,000. I want to put that model and put it to doTERRA, okay? And the potential that you have in doTERRA. So starting with year 1 and going up each year to year 10. Bringing you here to year 4, it says silver. I hit silver in 9 months. And I'm going to be hitting gold in a year, not a year from now, but a year from starting the business. And what they've said here is year 5. So these are really generous, you know. And then moving up. After 10 years, it's unlimited. So this is where my friend is about to be by the end of this year. $1.2 million. It's you kind of can't get your head around it, right? But my friend has done this with 2 babies. So she started it when her baby was 1. She then had another baby 18 months later, and she did this from her living room, doing lives and doing workshops, and then, you know, in between babies sleeping and feeding. And you can do this business however you want to do. You can go as slow as you like, or you can go as fast as you like. It is up to you how you want to take it and what you want to do with it, and what's really on your heart and what's your why is so important. So how do I get started? So you start by using doTERRA. You start by using the oils. And I've got a couple of kits here that I want to share with you. So the first one is the Home Essentials kit. Whichever kit you decide to go for, I will then be doing an online webinar to teach you how to use that kit. And I have so many resources as well of ebooks that I can share with you. I have a Facebook community, which we'll share in a minute. So there's 80% of elements in the home. In the Home Essentials kit, there is an oil for each one of those. So whether it's to do with stress or sleep, which is a big one, or anxiety or overwhelm, or kids struggling to focus and concentrate and have no emotional regulation, or your pets, or you've got eczema, or you get the cold, or you get a flu, or you get an insect bite, or whatever happens in your family, you get a headache, tummy ache, go on and go on and go on. There is literally an oil in this kit. So there's 10 oils, and there's actually 150 uses for the oils in this kit. You also get in this particular kit, you'll get a diffuser as well, which is amazing because that's one of the ways that we use the oils. We use them topically on our skin. We use them aromatically when we diffuse them or we inhale them from the bottle or our hands. And we also use them internally as well. You put them in your food and your drink and what have you. So that's the kit there. So that's the top 10 essential oils. And the price of that, I'm going to be sending you this as well. When you get the repeat, you'll get the email of the webinar. You'll also get in there links with these prices as well for the different people that are in different countries. But for Australia, you're looking at $330. UK is £199 and the US is $275. We got the smaller kit here, so that's when you get the 5 ml bottles. In the bigger kit, in the Home Essentials, you get the 15 ml. In the smaller one, you only get the 5 ml. So that's really a tester. If you're looking to just test the oils, you want to start with them, you want to introduce yourself to the oils. But if you're looking to start a business, you would need to, my recommendation for you would be go for one of the bigger kits because you've got all the oils there, because believe me, the women in the classes want to know about all the oils. It's like, give me all the oils. So, and you get the diffuser as well. The next one, this is called the Natural Solutions Kit. So one of the ladies that's in this webinar today has just purchased this kit yesterday. With this one, this is going to be your literally your natural solution. So you're going to get the top 10. You're going to get your diffuser, but you're also going to, really be changing over, looking to go into low tox living. What I mean by that is just stripping all the chemicals out of your home, right? Starting to use natural cleaning products, starting to use the supplements which will support you. We know that we're not getting enough nutrients from our soil. We know that we're not getting that anymore. So putting those supplements in. You have things like the fluoride-free toothpaste, which is a whitening toothpaste. You've got a little wooden box to hold all your oils. You get the face wash, and you get the Claricalm, which is the women's blend, which I've got on today, ladies. It's amazing. Serenity, which will support you for sleep. Some of our beautiful oils, Balance, which is one of the most incredible grounding blends. And with this kit, what I do as well is I will host my classes. I will use the essential oils, the top 10 essential oils, but I'll also bring a few more in as well. I'll always bring like a Serenity in, a Balance, and the coconut oil in the wooden box. So it's really good to have these. Plus the other thing is, to create community, what I'll do for each month, or try and do each month, is I host classes at my home. And that's where women that will come along who've already purchased the kits or the oils, and I will teach them more about the products. I will teach them about the toothpaste and the cleaning products. And, we've got in here like a rub, which is really good for sore shoulders and sore backs. So this kit is amazing. This one is $635. UK is $467. Or US is $550. But the great thing about this one is you get 100 points back, which means it's equivalent to $100. You get it in your, what we call our back office, which is your wholesale account. Because all of these that I'm telling you about, you get 25% discount as a wholesale customer. So you'll get 100 points to use, which is amazing. And you can use those over the next 12 months. Plus, if you want to opt in to the monthly ordering, which the majority of people do, because by ordering each month, you can get up to 55% discount off your oils, which is amazing. And straight away, if you purchase this kit, you'll start to get 15% back in product points. So it's brilliant. We've got the the every oil kit as well. So that's literally where you are literally getting every single oil. You don't get the products that we talked about, but you're going to have every single oil that doTERRA do. And the price there is 1,500 Australian dollars. And I have not worked out the US and the UK. I'm so sorry. So I will send those to you. So what does a doTERRA biz look like? So first and foremost, it's sharing the oils. It's hosting classes, whether you start off with just a one-to-one, whether you have a couple of people, whether you had a class last week where we had 11 women, which was very raucous, but very, very fun. And I absolutely loved it. And you start into your comfort zone, what feels good for you as well. The ideal amount for class is around 7 or 8. It's about sampling. So it's about speaking to your friends and family. What's on your heart? What do you need support with? And giving them a little sample to try. And so many people will come back to me and say, the sample was amazing. I loved it. It wasn't enough. Can I have more? So that's a beautiful way of doing it. It's about following up. It's about sharing the oils with people, but about following up and going back to them. How did you find your sample? What are you thinking about the oils, about doing that beautiful following up? It's about a social media presence. So, and doing that organically. So just starting out with your, having an Instagram. You don't have to. There's many people that don't. This is what I've done. This is what many people do. But again, I always say to people, you do you. Do what feels comfortable to you. Some of the biggest, I talked about Presidential Diamond. Some of the Presidential Diamonds in the US don't even have a Facebook account. But just knowing that doing that is another way that you can reach people as well. It's about community. So monthly team calls. I actually have weekly team calls, and I'm going to share that with you in a minute. It's about giving and receiving endless support. And it's about events. I was the girl that thought I was never going to go to convention. I just did not like the thought of flying to Utah without my family and going along with 40,000 people and talking about doTERRA essential oils for 3 days. I did not think that was my bag. I did it, and I loved it so much that on the last day, I booked my ticket for next year. It changed me, that convention. It totally changed me. But there's resources. There's so many resources, guys. Even this presentation I'm doing today was, some of it was from somebody else who'd done this, and there's so much support. There's so many ebooks and graphics that you can use. And there's so many times I've reached out to people in my community and said, have you got an ebook for schooling? Or have you got yeah, here it is. So many women just share. It's just so beautiful, the amount of sharing and the amount of heart that goes on in this business. And, there's structured systems that work. But it's also about the freedom to choose. You do you. You create your 2-year vision of what you want, and you stick with that. It might change a little bit, but you can create anything from this opportunity. The main things that people do this for is because they want the financial and time freedom. So my friend Alice that wanted to start this, she didn't want to have to go back to work. She really wanted to stay at home with her babies and be able to have that opportunity. There's a beautiful doctor in doTERRA who's just joined the medical board just this year. And she's a doctor. She has her own practice and her husband's a lawyer. But I listened to her on a podcast, and she said the reason that she wanted to get into this business, number one, is she wanted to educate people on natural health. She was seeing so many people come into her practice with so many issues that she knew could be resolved with natural health and natural living. But the second thing on her heart was that her husband is a lawyer. He has his own practice and he travels and works all over the world. And she wanted him at home with her, with herself and her children. I showed you the slides before of what's available to you in this business and the earning capabilities. And she wants that. So even though that her husband's really successful, they don't see him. And she wants to be able to change that. And the personal development, I cannot explain to you how much this business saying yes to this business has changed and grown and developed my ADHD business in so many ways. Starting to host the classes with essential oils stretched me out of my comfort zone, that then I was able to stretch myself in my ADHD work. I'd started to do more workshops and had a bigger online presence. I started to travel more. I've never thought of traveling without my family before, but this has been personal development and it's stuff that I needed to do. So you will learn for you things that come up for you, fears in this business that you have to push through, and through pushing through them, it will develop you so much. It's unbelievable. And the only qualification that you need to do this business is, first of all, to buy a kit. And secondly, is just to place an order each month, which is 100 PV, which is around $100. My order each month is around $200 because I purchase all my shampoos, my conditioners, all my cleaning products, my facial products, my oils. It's actually quite hard to keep it to 200, I've got to be honest with you. So that's the only qualification that you need. Nearly finishing up, just a couple more slides, you guys. And the amazing support and education. I am so excited to share this with you, actually. So I have a wellness tribe. That is my private Facebook group. We have about 120 people in there from 13 or 14 different countries. Mainly women, but there's a couple of guys in there. And the Wellness Tribe is to give you information. So it's to share with you free ebooks or education about the essential oils or the business or whatever you need to know. People will post questions in there. And it's just that support and that community for you as you start this natural solutions life. I give also everybody a free app called Dropperly. So you've actually got that access to, if you've got a headache or you feel sick and you can't remember which oil you need to use, you can just check in with the app. Super exciting. As of next month, December, I'm going to be launching Oil Camp. That's going to be a 2-week free education of just giving you, empowering you, enlightening you, and educating you into using the essential oils. Very short, quick videos from myself and my team, which will just really give you that support and education that you need. And I'm also so excited to share that I'm going to be launching BizCamp as well. And that really is going to be 4 weeks of education for you to successfully build your business. So we'll be talking about how to invite people, how to present, how to enroll people. We'll be talking about support and leadership and duplication, how to teach people what you're doing. So I'm so excited about that. It's been something I've been working on for a while. And I'm pretty sure that BizCamp is going to be launching in December as well, maybe January. Go claim your dream. So really, you know, what is on your heart? What do you want for yourself? What do you want for your family? And really tapping into what that is, and just going for it, just going for your dream, knowing that there is this beautiful, abundant community and business here for you. And I would absolutely love for you to join myself and my incredible team in the Wellness Tribe to really go out there and do the work that you need to do in your community, in your work, in your life. So thank you so much for being here today, guys. Thank you for watching, for the peeps that couldn't make the live. For just, if you've got any questions, post them in here because I would love to hear from you. As I said, this webinar will be sent to you. So with all the links as well on there. So perfect. Amazing, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. And if you have any questions whatsoever about anything, please reach out to me.